everything! We got the sigil of permission back. Do you want to take it?
You have my thanks.
May I take your order, sir?
1 grilled ticker fish.
Certainly. We'll prepare...
Huh. No almond tofu this...
Ticker fish was Pervasi's favorite dish. I just wanted to...
Huh.
By wave and storm, I hunt for fish. Was there anything else? I am accustomed...
Uh-huh. And so, Detective Paimon and the trusty... Traveler? Ooh, and we'll be meeting at Shinran Kiosk. It's the place with a really long wait list. As expected of the parlor director, always so generous. Come on, let's go! Oh, so that's how it is. Thanks for the suggestions, Mr. Zhang.
I've long heard that your knowledge encompasses all things old and new, Mr. Zhongli. But I never knew that you were well versed in the... It is truly an honor to make your acquaintance.
No need for formalities. I too feel humbled to be in the company of such talented young people. There are many things I could learn from you.
Oh, you flatter us. If it's possible, may I trouble you to provide a few...
Exorcism? I can't say I'm an expert in the field, but if you don't mind, we...
Whoa, there's so many people here. All we knew was that Hu Tao invited Zhongli over. Paimon never thought we'd be meeting... Happy Lantern Ride, everyone!
Likewise. Please take a seat.
Are you having fun? Me too. I've seen Xinyan perform before, but this is the first time I've watched something like this. I heard that the audience loved it too, and she's been receiving quite a lot of performance invitations lately. She's more busy than ever.
Yep, and they asked us to pass on their season's greetings to everyone. They hope we'll have a wonderful gathering.
The performance was spectacular indeed. However, it gave Xiangling a huge burst of inspiration, which in turn gave us a
Us? Did Xiangling ask you to try out her dishes too?
That, my friend, is beside the point. Come to think of it, I probably shouldn't have burdened Chongyun with eating my
Hold on. Xiangling came up with a new recipe? Let Paimon see! Someone here knows how to encourage people. Thanks. Oh, and I have to thank Mr. Zhongli, too. He gave me lots of useful pointers that really... Oh, so that's what you were talking about before we arrived.
Yes. Since we'll be dining together, the topic of our conversation naturally revolved around cooking. Xiangling's ideas are truly unconventional. Her choices in both ingredients and spices. My suggestions were nothing more than the icing on the cake.
Oh, the two of you always do. Anyway, I'll get everyone to have a taste after I've adjusted the recipe based on Mr. Zhang.
That sounds like it might become a little safer to eat.
How about I sample the dishes next time?
Speaking of eating, Paimon feels like we're missing someone. Oh, Huta was the one who invited us, but she's not here. And, Guoba volunteered to help Dad at the restaurant. You know, lots of people come over to eat during Lantern Rite. Without Guoba helping out, I probably wouldn't have had the time to accept Hu Tao's invitation. As for...
The director went to collect a guest. She asked me to stay here and host you. Seems like it's almost
Huh? Hu Tao went to fetch someone in person? Oh, that must mean they are super important. Could it be... Kuching? Ningguang? Or Captain Bear?
She didn't clarify. And as her subordinate, I couldn't just pry into...
Ta-da! We're here! Oh, we're not late to the party, right? Good thing the Conqueror of Demons and I are both as swift as the wind. And whoosh, we made it just in time.
Oh, I see. So the important guest is the Conqueror of Demons. I've been looking... The director didn't mention anything when she invited us. What a pleasant surprise. Gathered here with us tonight are not only young and accomplished individuals. To convene here with all of you is indeed a great honor.
It's almost Lantern Rite. Yet you took all the trouble coming here.
The director has a way of
Rex Lapis. May I ask what...
The director asked me to buy sesame oil in preparation for the celebration.
Then why would you come all the...
I had a pleasant chat with Chef Yenshao and received some spices from him. And, see? Here's some matsutake and a portion of ham.
What about the sesame oil?
It's a shame.
I'm sure you're exaggerating, Zhang... Sir.
There he goes again. Enough with the pleasantries. Go let our guests take a seat. Everyone here today is well known in their own field and has probably heard about one another to some extent. Some of us are even old acquaintances, so there's no need. I heard that the Conqueror of Demons and the Traveler are pretty close, no? Great! You two sit together.
You should take a seat too, Director.
Oh, finally, when we arrived just now, the host at Xinyue Kiosk told me our dishes are almost ready. Perfect timing. Let's not wait any longer and ask them to bring out the food.
Paimon would have never guessed the person who Tao went to fetch was Xiao.
Oh, That's also the first I've heard of the Traveler and Paimon being friends.
You know Xiao Chu?
Knowing is a bit of an overstatement. I've always looked up. You might not know this, Paimon, but we exorcists have worked in close collaboration with the Conqueror of Demons for many generations, dispelling evil together, both in the open, and hard to imagine that thanks to Hu Tao, I've finally gotten the chance to meet him. Conqueror of Demons, I'm honored to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
It is a great honor indeed to have a chance to meet the legendary Conqueror of Demons. Changyun has brought that name up quite a few times in the past. I remember you mentioning wanting him to understand the importance of exorcists.
We know each other too. He helped try my dishes during the Masterful Chef's cook-off. I didn't think we'd have the chance to meet again. Have you?
No anecdote, however, compares to meeting you in person. I'm Xingqiu, Shangling and Changyun's friend.
Whoa. Everyone's getting all formal and polite all of a sudden. Adeptus Xiao, mighty conqueror of demons, please accept Paimon's greetings too. Belated Paimon tried very hard to look for a fancy word, okay? Don't be too harsh on Paimon!
There's no need to be so polite.
You're right. This was meant to be a nice little get-together between friends after all. Too much formality. I didn't plan this gathering only for everyone to walk on eggshells. Hiya.
What's your true intent?
A little get-together between friends, sipping the finest tea and watching lanterns float into the sky, bidding farewell to the past and embracing the present with joy. And that is something our consultant would say. I think it deserves a standing ovation.
Indeed. Exceptional acting skills, Director.
As for me, I'm just here to have fun and treat everyone to something good. We all worked really hard this year, whether traveling or guiding, cooking, helping with the family business, exorcising evil spirits, and of course, our consultant, who's been helping out. Everyone has done some pretty amazing. As the one who brought everyone together, it goes without saying that I'm the one most deserving of praise.
Huh? Sounds kinda self-important, but Paimon thinks it's pretty amazing that she managed to talk Xiao into coming. He rarely ever enters Liyue Harbor after all.
It wasn't as complicated as you
Okay, gotcha. Thanks, boss.
It's not boss lady, just boss. And there she goes. What a lively girl.
Conqueror of Demons, Adeptus Xiao. Guardian of Wangshu Inn, hero of Dihua Marsh. I know you're there.
Quiet. Do not disturb the peace.
Sorry, but you wouldn't show up if I didn't yell your name, would you?
I know you. You're the 77th director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Is there something...
That does sound like one of Hu Tao's antics.
Did the Conqueror of Demons agree to come so that Hu Tao would stop pestering him?
There might be other reasons.
There's more to it?
It gets pretty boring from here on. I talked about the funeral parlor's past relationships with the Guardian Yakshas. You know, just to be sociable.
In the time of the Archon War, disputes were frequent, and disaster overtook the land. Humans couldn't escape from the torment of the plague, nor could they escape death. The Adepti vanquished the demons, the Millelith fought valiantly, and Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was responsible for purifying the diseased and sending off the spirits of the dead. That is how the border between life and death was maintained during the war. And it effectively prevented...
That's right. 1 point for the But despite our deep-rooted connection, it still took me quite a while to actually convince him. You know him...
This matter is out of my control, so I need to be cautious.
True, but I've kept that in mind too. That's why everyone here today is in one way or another acquainted with. Besides, it'll only be for a short while as we
But I didn't expect there to be so many people.
There's no need to worry, Conqueror of Demons. We're not feeling anything unusual so far. Our young exorcist over here is protected by his pure yang energy, so he's probably the most...
That's not the same. And did you just toss your carrots into my bowl? Hey, don't look away.
Huh?
I'm siding with Chongyun. I saw that too. You're lucky Guoba isn't here today. He hates seeing people being picky with their food. If he'd seen that, he'd definitely...
Huh? Guoba would do that? Is he that uncompromising? But now that I think of it, Xianglin told me that Guoba used to be the stove god.
It sounds like you've heard...
I'm doing fine. Not long ago, before Lantern Rite, I met an old friend. Thanks to his help, things have been a lot more stable than before.
Right! Wait, what?
Seeds of story, brought by the wind.
And cultivated by time. Did Paima just unconsciously complete the thing? That voice. Could it be?
If I'm not mistaken, there's someone knocking at the door. Don't just sit there, Zhongli. Go welcome our guest in.
No such need. You finally let me in. Hello, hello. No matter if we've met before or not, this moment marks a brand new encounter. Old friends and new.
Oh, it's the tone deaf.
Oh, he seems to carry a valiant breeze wherever he goes. It looks like we're gonna be friends. Fate has brought us together, so come on, take a seat and be my guest. Help yourself. Oh, I'll ask them for another set of cutlery.
This young lady here is as bright as a fresh bouquet of flowers in the morning's rising sun. She no doubt is the one with the most authority here. Whoa, these dishes look amazing. Is it really okay for me to join in? All right.
Huh, it's you.
Oh, isn't this Genyu?
Genyu?
Yep. Now that I've taken a closer look, you're a fan of Genyu's works. I met Xingqiu at a light novel convention. How I wish we'd met sooner. I never expected that there'd be another person in this world who could interpret Genyu's new novel as thoroughly as I could.
Venti, you're being too humble. Considering your poetic talent, your fundamentals are way more...
Could this new guest be Master Xingqiu's friend?
Yeah! Xiao, you remember me too, right? We had a chat not long ago.
Yes. Monsters become more active than usual as we get closer to Lantern Rite. I was patrolling Dihua Marsh a few days ago, when I happened to run into this...
You've already forgotten? I'm a bard, remember? And bards go around singing wherever they like.
Oh, right. And this bard was performing in Dihua Marsh. It was a moving melody, and it made me feel relaxed and at ease. I couldn't help but stay and listen.
Thank you for your patronage.
I understand now, too. I'm Zhongli, currently working at the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
And I'm his boss. Oh, and if there's anything unsatisfactory, let me know anytime.
That's very considerate of...
Oh? No wonder. Only a boss as savvy and reliable as you would be able to...
Oh, you're too nice not to brag, but our consultant truly is impressive. His knowledge extends across the stars and the land, and there's nothing throughout history that he doesn't. From the sophisticated way he speaks, it's hard not to suspect that he could very well be an adeptus in disguise. Shao, you're an adeptus. Do you think it might be possible?
Sorry. I'm only good at conquering demons. I'm afraid I don't have much knowledge in that matter.
Really? But Paimon thinks you're super knowledgeable. Huh? Oh! Right! Xiao's a warrior. He doesn't come to the city very often, so it's, pretty normal for him.
Eh? Really? I've actually heard a few things about Mr. Zhongli before. The guests in the tavern talked about this refined and courteous man who, instead of having wine at Mondstadt's finest tavern, ordered a cup of hot tea with the most...
Now that you mention it, I seem to recall that there indeed is a musician like yourself in Mondstadt. I've heard that he's elegant and amiable, his works witty and vibrant. It's no overstatement to regard him as the best bard in Mondstadt.
Now you're making me... I would say that Mondstadt's poetry is a little run-of-the-mill sometimes. There's one I heard a while back that went... The old house is renewed, welcoming the spring breeze, awakening old memories. The meaning's there, but the word choices are unimaginative, and there's a distinct lack of literary flair.
I think so too. The composition needs a little jazz. If I were to give it a go, I'd make it an old melon on a vine, a new flower that grows fine.
Oh, good one! It feels unique and has a nice ring to it.
You have great taste, Venti. I was right about you. Let's shake hands.
Of course.
Hey, Xingqiu! Mind lending me a few books when we get back? Pick out some well-written ones. I don't know if it's my own lack of literary knowledge, but I couldn't tell the difference between those two.
I don't think it's your fault.
Changyun's right. It's not our fault.
Oh, you have a point. But speaking of, why is the tone-deaf bard here? Are you here to take part in...
I heard that Liua will be hosting a Lantern-Rite music festival this year. As a musician myself, how could I possibly resist the temptation to come take a look? Getting to know other musical styles is essential to sparking inspiration, don't you think? As for the Fontaine friend who hosted the festival, I saw him near Stone Gate the other day. The Iridescence tour has finally been held successfully for once, so I had to congratulate him. Don't think anything of it. By the way, I was watching as you entered Xinyue Kiosk, but no one seemed to notice me. Should I say that it's because I'm an expert in hiding, or that a certain someone deliberately ignored?
Whenever Lantern Rite comes around, Liua Harbor becomes bustling with activity. People are all busy watching the lanterns and strolling around the shops, and they might just go travel somewhere on a whim. It is rather difficult to predict, and the festival is in full swing and proceeding smoothly. And we're all gathered here with friends, new and old. This is no doubt a wonderful occasion worth celebrating. To come together with all of you at the beginning of the year, one can't help but be filled with joy. In a moment like this, I propose we raise a glass together. In my case, tea in lieu of wine.
Very well said, Mr. Zhongli. That was... now I'm getting a little self-conscious. I didn't cause you too much trouble barging in like that, did I? We usually drink wine during occasions like this over in Mondstadt, But since Mr. Zhang Li insists on drinking tea, I'll give a toast with tea too.
You're welcome. As the host of this gathering, I hope everyone enjoys the food and drinks. Considering that everyone may have other matters to attend to later, sticking to tea seems like a good idea.
All of a sudden, they started proposing toasts. Should we?
What's with the urgency?
Have you two finished eating? It's always nice to have a breath of fresh air after a meal. Helps with digestion.
Paimon will come too. Yeah? Okay then. Don't...
Are you all right? It's hard to describe. It's not that. There were those among the Adepti who loved gatherings and idle chit-chat. Sometimes they would call up a few others for a drink. Even I got dragged. The Adepti all have their specialties, making most of them proud and arrogant. Everything they say is straight from the heart. It never gets too but this time... No. I didn't mean that. So you know his true identity. The Animo Archon is a free spirit, and his temperament is as carefree as the music he plays on the flute. It's easy, and that's something I might never be able to do. But no matter. I know whenever I think of the ordinary conversations I've had with you, it feels... strangely novel. Yes, the parlor director went out of her way with the invitation, so it was difficult to turn her down. She told me that all the guests today would be acquainted with elemental power, and I knew that, but I didn't expect the other guests to be... General Capisis always said that we should live in the present and enjoy every pleasant surprise. Perhaps that's what I should do with what I'm feeling now. But I think he meant designing clothes for those around him. The clothes were intricately designed, but inconvenient to wear. Brother Bosacius never tried to hide his distaste in front of him. Rex Lapis did like his designs and even collected quite a few. The outfit he wears now was also designed. I never saw him wear this during the war. I didn't expect him to start wearing it later.
Oh, here you... I'm not intruding, right?
You're not.
Hu Tao saw that everyone's done eating and asked the staff to bring out the desserts. Paimon got so anxious that you weren't back yet that she scarfed down her dessert without the usual slurping and munching. To be honest, you looked a little restless just now, and I thought you weren't used to the food here and was planning to head back to Wangshu Inn for something Yanxiao made.
You're worrying too much. Why would I? Anyway, let's head back.
Please wait! There's another reason why I came looking for you. Here, take these.
Almond tofu?
Yup. Since the Masterful Chef's competition, you could say that Yanxiao and I are not only competitors, but good friends as well. I visit him at Wangshu Inn's. I heard him say that the esteemed guest on the roof loves nothing more than a good plate of almond tofu. So I learned a thing or two about the dish from him. I'll be honest, before Hu Tao invited everyone, she secretly came looking for me, told me about the guest, so I made a few servings of almond tofu for you guys in advance. Take them as a token of gratitude for your support. When I told Guoba that I was making these for you, he started eagerly running around the kitchen and helping a lot too.
Thank you for the trouble. There was no need to... I'll take them. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, the almond tofu I made probably tastes and feels a little different from the type Yanxiao cooks. Please let me know if there's any improvement.
Okay.
That's alrighty. We should head back now. We can't keep Paimon waiting. You're finally done whispering secrets to each other? So much for promising Paimon you'll be back soon. How could you say that to Paimon? In that case, besides having no sense of time, Paimon will let you know what having no sense of fullness look. Your dessert is all Paimon's.
Sorry to keep everyone waiting.
No worries, we're all just chatting here. There's no serious bit. Whether we're chatting outside or inside, it's all the same.
Paimon's too busy eating to talk to you.
But even though we're all well acquainted by now, I think this festive gathering deserves something.
Oh? Is this some local...
Nope. This is something I made up so that good luck will be on our side. Spontaneity is the best choice to make here. Let's use this incense burner on the table. It's been lit for so long now that the incense is running out. I'll leave refilling and lighting the incense to the most distinguished guest among us all. Lighting the incense will signify continuous growth and prosperity in all...
I see. Perfect symbolism, as expected of Hu Tao. And speaking of the most distinguished guest here today, I'm sure we all agree that it's Mr. Zhongli. I'm not very familiar with the details of his past deeds, but chatting with him has been a real eye-opener. Even for a bard who has traveled all... If knowledge were a form of power, one could even say that you're a wielder...
But when it comes to having a way with words, the notable bard is certainly one cut above the rest. I just happen to have a good memory. It is such an unexceptional skill, yet you made it sound like an unparalleled talent. I am truly impressed. Since we all get to nominate someone... I think it's only fair that we let the parlor director light the incense.
Huh? That won't do. Don't flatter me just because I'm your boss. We are looking for the most distinguished guest here. As the host, I shouldn't be involved in this discussion at all. Now that we've enjoyed this table full of delicacies, how about we let our one and only chef here do the honors?
Is this really the way this works?
It's not a big... Just look at her! Xiangling, the disciple of an adeptus, the stove god's best companion, the winner of the Masterful Chef's competition, the only heir of the famous One Mean restaurant, a good old friend of mine. There's no better choice.
Why does Paimon feel like we're back at square one? Please stop! You're making me embarrassed. If we're looking for a distinguished guest, surely the second son of the Feiyun Commerce Guild counts. It's one of the largest commerce guilds in Liyue Harbor.
Huh? Don't get me involved.
Oh, not a bad choice. With the Commerce Guild's young master lighting the incense, we're all sure to make a huge sum of mora in the new year.
That's not how it works. Making a fortune is indeed a fine wish, but it's of lesser importance than good health, which means we should choose Chongyun, the skilled exorcist who keeps everyone's home safe from evil spirits.
Huh? Now you're nominated. I can't be the one when we have the Conqueror of Demons right here. Adeptus Xiao has the most seniority among everyone here today. We should...
I refuse. I am most certainly not the most distinguished guest here. You should all be able to make the right judgment based on your observations. One person here is well acquainted with everyone else.
Oh, that's right! Even though you're always mocking Paimon, you're still pretty popular with other... No, wait! Paimon said she wouldn't talk to you again. Huh? Who else is there? Huh? Does that mean... Paimon? Oh, well, that was unexpected!
I agree. Paimon's just the one. Without a friend constantly by your side, a long journey would become dreadfully lonesome. But once you have someone there to brighten up the atmosphere, everything along the way...
Ah, the traveler has traversed many nations and left behind a great deal of fascinating stories. But without Paimon, The Paimon plays an indispensable role in making your journey a happy and smooth one.
You guys, Paimon's not used to being praised like that. Those were genuine compliments, right? Thank you. You made Paimon wait for a long time, but Paimon's not mad anymore.
Don't take everything to heart, Paimon. Friends tease each other all the time.
That is indeed.
That means Paimon is as important to the traveler as Guoba is to me. Looks like we've come to an agreement. Any objections before we proceed?
I trust the traveler's judgment.
Then Paimon it is. And now, the world's most excellent traveler's greatest companion, guide, and friend, Paimon, will be refilling and lighting the end. Here you go. Take the match, and don't burn yourself. But if things go really wrong, here's the 2-for-1 coupon. It's getting late. I won't take up any more of your time. You're all...
Yep, the tea was amazing.
You don't have to go all polite on me. Just remember to come when I invite you. It's dark out, so I'm going to accompany Xiangling, Xingqiu, and Changyun back home. As for the rest of the guests, I'll leave them to our consultant.
No need. I'm headed towards the harbor to meet a friend on the ship. There's no need to trouble one such as... I think you know the place I'm talking about. Come meet me anytime. It was great getting to know you all. Let's meet again when the spring breeze begins to blow.
Bye. Oh, we should write poetry together. We'll catch you all later then. Don't forget to return to the parlor later. There's something I need.
Understood. See you later.
Rex Lapis.
Just Zhongli will do. I live as a mortal in Liu Harbor now. I am just one among many who begin work at sunrise. If we were to consider status and seniority as Zhongli, I should be respectfully referring to you as Adeptus Shao.
Heaven forbid. Not you too.
I heard that during the Lantern Rite Music Festival, you conferred with Streetward Rambler and Cloud Retainer. I take it as you've gained a lot more knowledge about the past? The same truth will sound different coming from different people. As more bear witness to a story, feelings and interpretations expand in variety too. I once had a pleasant chat about the past and present with a Sumeru scholar named Soraya, and learned a few things about her research topic. From the evidence she found and the conclusion she made, her area of research is already very... But there are multiple sides to humans and gods. In the legends recorded by humans, some gods were depicted as arrogant and condescending, while others were kind and capable. But whether to me, Streetward Rambler, Cloud Retainer, or younger adepti such as Shao and Ganyu, those adepti and gods that may seem extraordinary to humans are something more akin to close companions. This was as true back then as it is right now. Just how Shao may seem unapproachable to most, but the Traveler has proved otherwise. So there's no need to dwell too much on certain things.
Zhongli.
It looks like you understood what I'm... the director asked me to accompany you on your return. But I don't think you'll need my protection. I'll be taking a walk around and admiring. After that, it'll be time for me to go back.
Bye, Zhongli. Everyone's gone. Paimon always feels a little empty inside when a lively celebration ends. But at least you always stay by Paimon's side. No. Paimon got it mixed up. Paimon, the best and most distinguished travel guide, will always stay by your side, traveler. Good that you were aware of that. Shell, is there anything else you want to do? We could take you on a tour.
No need. I've stayed here for much longer than I had expected. The city lights are a fine sight, but it's time for me to leave. The events of today occurred so abruptly. I appreciate your kindness. Okay, I'll see you next time then.
Don't be scared.
How's everything going with your thesis?
I should be able to publish it next month. A few days ago.
Well, Azar was one of your thesis advisors. Honestly, I was afraid that you might have gotten dragged down as well. How did that?
The newly appointed acting Grand Sage reviewed all of our projects and gave us permission to continue our
Acting Grand Sage?
Yeah, I heard that selecting new sages has been taking some time, so he's just filling in. But it's all thanks to him that our research results weren't jeopardized. Once my paper is published, I'm definitely giving myself a long vacation and getting some...
They're really out of their minds, making Al-Haytham the acting Grand Sage?
Take it easy, Professor. I'm puzzled as well. Just going by qualifications, you're one of our most preeminent scholars.
Fool! Do you think I'm angry because I wasn't chosen for the position? No! It's because I don't... He was one of my students, but he rarely attended class. When I asked him about it, he retorted that self-study was better use of his time. What brazen arrogance! Misery of miseries! For the academia to have him as the act...
Professor, don't get so worked up. I'll go get...
Psst! Want to hear a secret? I've heard the new acting Grand Sage is from Haravatat.
Really?
Someone named Al-Haytham. Never met him myself, but he's a real hot topic right now. There's also a Vahumana scholar who's been in the spotlight recently. They say that he's a likely pick to be one of the next sages.
Oh, is he teaching any courses? Maybe we should drop...
Wow. News of Al-Haytham being the acting Grand Sage sure spread fast. Some people don't know who he is, though. Guess he's less famous than Paimon. Some people are saying good things and others bad. Especially that old... Hey! Are you...
The Matra.
The Matra?
I'm Ilias. I have to talk to a Matra about something
In the state you're in? You shouldn't... Why don't you tell us what happened and we'll pass on your message to a Matra?
No, I have to tell them myself. They are the only ones I could trust. Sorry, can you lend me your...
Since you put it that way, fine, we'll take you... We promised to take him to a Matra, but we don't know that many, do we? Oh, wait, Sino should be back at the Academia. Let's go find him.
Greetings!
Are there any easy... Really? That's all? Yeah.
There are several... They offer substantial pay, but... Yes, let's walk through the recruitment. Very good. Alright. You'll have to find... According to the standard He sounded like...
Do you still remember what the coffee's like here?
Of course. How could I forget? It used to be my go-to drink. Listen, Gafoor. I suppose I should call you Professor Gafoor now. We're old acquaintances, so how about we stop beating around the... First you wanted to catch up, and now the coffee. If you have something to say, just say it.
Oh, that's Gafoor. He's the one we're searching for. But he seems to be busy talking with some...
Oh, well, it's nothing really. It's just that ever since you left the academia, our original projects and plans have lost their backbone. Cyrus is also disappointed. He's always valued you as a proud disciple. To be honest, it's a real shame that you left the academia, Lisa. With your wisdom and intellect, had you stayed in the academia, you would have become a Herbad by now.
Hold on. That's Lisa! The librarian Lisa! Paimon heard that Lisa had studied at the academia before, but that was a long time ago.
If I'm reading the situation right, you're reminiscing about the past to convince me to come back, aren't you?
Well, I heard that you're currently the librarian for the Knights of Favonius in Mondstadt. If you ask me, that's a tragic waste of your talent. Why waste your time and energy on something as trivial as taking care of a library? Your time is much more... If you're willing to come back to the academia, I have plenty of projects for you to preside over right away. The academia needs people right now, and some of the...
Yawn. So all this talk is to convince me to come back. I'm guessing Professor Cyrus doesn't know...
As a matter of fact, he has long wanted you to come back and work at the academia.
Is that so? You know, Professor Gafoor, our teacher knows exactly why I left the academia after only 2 years. He would never ask me to come back, giving up my life in Mondstadt and returning to the academia as a Spontamod researcher. The price of seeking wisdom is no longer something I'm willing to pay. So please, don't bother trying to get me to come.
Wow! So Lisa used to be a Spontamod researcher? Paimon's never heard her mention it before.
Besides, taking care of a library is important work. I've never considered wisdom is hidden in every corner of the world. Never underestimate wisdom, no matter how small it may appear. A good scholar wouldn't overlook the small details, Gafoor. I'm sorry. I'm still not used to calling you Professor. Never. And there's one other detail you probably haven't noticed. 2 people have been eavesdropping on us for quite a while now. Is there anything we can help you two with?
Hello, Lisa?
Well, if it isn't long time no see, cute.
Excuse me, but what business do you two have here?
Well, actually, we're here to participate in a research project on ley lines for Spontamod. We just finished registering with Effendi.
A research project on ley lines? Oh, darling, you haven't joined the academia, have you?
Right. Effendi told us a research project is looking for paid volunteers. That's what we came to see Gafoor about.
Paid volunteers? Gafoor, is the academia really that understaffed? Or are there projects that insist on the...
No. The paid volunteers are for a conventional project to monitor the ley lines. All operations follow the prescribed safety protocol. We rely on a lot of manpower to collect the data. There's no way around it now. But if only you would agree to come back and preside over some matters, we wouldn't have to go through all this nonsense.
If memory serves me right, collecting ley lines data requires investigators to go deep into domain.
We've seen our fair share of combat since leaving Mondstadt. Exploring a domain is like a walk in the park.
It's been so long now. I can only imagine what wonderful stories.
So there's nothing to worry about.
Since you two are here to apply for the project, then please wait a moment while I talk to Lisa.
I'm sorry, Gafoor.
Aren't you even a little bit interested?
I have never regretted my decision to leave the academia. And I don't think that will...
I thought after all this time you would have a different answer. But you're still as obstinate as ever, Lisa. You've made yourself clear. I'll only make a fool of myself if I keep insisting. In that case, I still have unfinished business to take care of, so I'll take my leave. See you at the Darshan reunion in a few days.
Yes. Don't worry. I'll be there on time.
As for you two, please come see me later in the Mautiima forest when you're free. We'll need your help with the volunteer work. Oh, and one last thing.
Yes?
I wish you the best of luck in Mondstadt.
Thank you. Well then, cuties, now that the recruiter is gone, we can sit down and have a good chat. Much has been happening within the academia, and Gafoor is paving the way for his future.
By the way, Lisa, what brought you to Sumeru? Are the nights okay with you being...
Of course. Jean gave me an extended paid vacation. It's rare that I get any time off, so I thought to myself, why not go on a trip? I don't know how much of our conversation you heard, but I studied in the Spontamod Darshan at the academia for 2 years. But instead of staying at the academia after graduation, I went back to Mondstadt to become the librarian for the Knights of Favonius.
So that's why you came to Sumeru, right? To walk around and meet with your old friends and teachers.
You'd like to know, wouldn't you? Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt if I told you. After all, if anything, it all boils down to a difference in philosophy. When I first came to the academia, Professor Cyrus really appreciated my work and invited me to participate, but most of those projects ended in failure. To be honest, they went too far trying to achieve wisdom beyond mortal understanding, so failure was only to be expected. I didn't want any part of that lunacy, so I left. Anyway, now that I told you, make sure you keep it between us.
Sounds like you've experienced...
I don't wish to return to the academia, even if Professor Cyrus came to ask me personally. Rather than conducting experiments day and night, I'm much more suited for working hours that start after 10 a.m., with regular afternoon tea every day.
Lisa chose to be a librarian because she doesn't want to deal with hassles all the time.
I prefer to take things at my own pace when it comes to tiring tasks like a job. And besides, being able to take it's a pity I didn't even have time to visit that child in Gandharvaville yet. Gafoor found me just after I arrived in Sumeru. Speaking of which, what about you two? What brings my... I see. Even I didn't expect them to be so bent on their pursuit. Wanting to even surpass the god. Sounds like you were involved in some remarkable events again. And I was complete. And to think, you were even able to handle a crisis of that magnitude. Cutie, having accomplished such a feat, I'm sure you must have a lot on your plate right now. I was actually thinking about inviting you two to walk around Sumeru with me. What a pity. It's very rare for us to meet like... I plan to spend the next few days visiting around Sumeru City. At the end of my stay, I'll leave from Gandharvaville and return to Mondstadt via Liyue. Who knows? Perhaps we'll bump into each other again in Sumeru City or come to think of it, there's something romantic about such a chance encounter like this. It's like icing on the... If you see me around, be sure to come and say hello. Otherwise, I might...
There you are. Looks like you two very well. Let me inform Spontamod has been involved with the ley lines for a long time, and it's imperative that their current is constantly monitored. This research project was also organized to help. However, because abnormal fluctuations often occur in Sumeru domains, we must regularly send people deep into various domains to record the situation with the ley lines. Since it's often dangerous inside the domains, we've established a rule of only dispatching personnel with combat capabilities. It'll be your task to go into the domain and record any ley line anomalies. However, if you encounter any danger, please prioritize your safety. Well, those are all the necessary details. When you're ready, you may enter.
The Temple of Wisdom!
Rain Cutter! No, my sword! Cut to the chase! Incoming!
I see everything! Sharing my knowledge!
Inazuma shines eternal! Shine down!
Everyone hold hands! Make yourselves at home! Hey! Ready, go! You look great! You're up!
Flicker.
Now you shall perish!
Healthy mind. Healthy mind.
Next on the agenda... No! Inazuma shines eternal! Illusion shattered! Barbados, guide us! There is no escape! Whirling snow! Shine down! Torn to oblivion! There is no escape! Who is blood? Kamisato! Sumetsu!
Everyone hold hands!
Think you can get away? Don't blink! With sword comes shadow. Hey!
Let's retreat a little. Share my knowledge. Hey!
Brace yourselves. How rude! Time for takeoff.
Torrent, bring refuge!
Cut to the chase. Speed of light.
Committed to lift over and see stars. I see everything. The Temple of Wisdom. Rest and rebuild. Billowing surge.
Motion to compel. Time for your arraignment.
Illusion shattered. Now you shall perish. There is no escape.
Everyone hold hands.
The room.
Torrent, bring refuge. Hold the line. I see everything. Make yourselves at home.
Inazuma shines eternal. Illusion shattered.
Incinerate. Invisible evidence.
Grow. Committed to Everyone hold hands. The Temple of Wisdom.
Witness the power of Guhua.
I see everything. Make yourselves at home.
Here you are. How bold.
Hey!
Ring cutter. Know my sword.
Go away!
The process of elimination.
History journalism, sharing my knowledge.
Witness the power of Gurwa. Rain outlines.
Commit to memory.
Time to act.
I see everything. The Temple of Wisdom.
Quietly now. Game's up. Fun's over. Shine down! Now you shall perish!
Everyone hold hands. Make yourselves at home.
Here comes the catch.
Yeah, don't be scared.
Illusion shattered! Torn to oblivion! No!
I see everything. The Temple of Wisdom. Ready, go! Uruguay, you're up!
Busted! Things are about to get dicey. Now you shall perish!
Gotcha! With sword comes shadow.
Things are about to get dicey. With sword from shadow.
You are not welcome here.
No excuse for slacking.
Not good. Ring cutter. No, my sword.
Stay put! Don't let him do it, Glenn!
Cut to the chase. Incoming. Witness the power of Gugwa. Rain outlines your fate.
Scatter.
With sword from shadow. Let me weave you a verse. No, my soul.
You, Glenn! You're up! Ready, go!
Cut to the chase. Sheet of light.
Flicker.
Ring cutter.
Hey, go away! Stay put!
Nowhere to hide. Don't blink.
Here you are.
Witness the power of Gugwa. Rain outlines your fate. With sword from shadow. Body and mind.
Deflect.
Let me weave you a verse. Huh? Nowhere to hide.
Flicker. The process of elimination.
Ring cutter! No, my sword!
Cut to the chase! Speed of light!
Ready, go! Uglay, you're up! Yeah!
Don't blink! Hey! Nowhere to hide!
Scatter!
Witness the power of Gugwa! Time to drain outlines war!
Cut to the chase! Speed of light!
Hey, go away!
Rain cutter! No, my sword!
Nowhere to hide!
The process of elimination.
Let me weave you a verse. Rain outlines your fate.
Cut to the chase!
Don't be scared! Go get it, Uglay!
Here you are. Deflect!
Are you here to play with me? Make yourselves at home!
Wind, hear me.
Yeah, Uglay, you're up! Ready, go!
Inazuma shines eternal.
Share the knowledge!
There is no escape.
Make yourselves at home! Go get it, Uglay! Don't be scared!
You won this one.
Now you shall perish. Shine down. Winter shall eventually
Hey! Share my knowledge!
Sacred name, fortune preserver, go.
Sakura swirl. My opponent.
Incoming!
That's close enough.
Everyone hold hands!
With sword comes shadow. Speed of light!
Make yourselves at home! Grow, grow, grow!
Incoming! Cut to the chase!
Hey!
Orders given. Orders received.
Whirling snow.
With sword comes shadow.
life goes on. Witness the power of Gugwa. Rain outlines your fate.
Scatter! Well now.
Cut to the chase. Don't blink.
Opening box of the Death Eye Tricks. Rain Cutter.
Nowhere to hide. Speed of light.
Here you are.
Your coming was foretold.
Share my knowledge.
Let me weave you a verse. No, my sword!
With sword comes shadow. Don't blink.
The eternal oasis at long last.
Ready, go! The Temple of Wisdom. This way through.
Rain Cutter! No, my sword!
Nowhere to hide. Incoming.
I see
Finally,
everything.
some target practice.
Have a load of this.
There is no escape! Torn to oblivion!
But we'll meet again.
Shine down!
Everyone will hear. Share my knowledge. Hey, go away. Stay put.
We'll meet again.
Illusion shattered!
This way through the river. Don't be scared.
Winter shall be vengeance.
Make yourself a move. Go get it, you Gray.
Dance with me.
The insolent shall be punished. Where are you?
Go away.
Pertinent fool! Be gone!
Don't be scared. Grow, grow, grow.
Speed of light. First to the chase.
This way through the river.
Don't blink.
Out of my sight! Winter shall eventually come.
Let's do something quiet.
I'll keep an eye. I've been waiting.
Let me weave you a verse. Huh? No, my... Incoming! Hey!